Viernes sat at his rig, in the cold, dark warehouse, his face illuminated by the glow coming off the quad-screen monitor, opened the package from La Jefa, and pulled out a new data jack cord. Glancing at the comlink on his wrist, he swallowed hard on his thoughts. The cord was not the wireless connectors those with money had, but it made his old one look like the recycled pile of shit that it was. He felt privileged. He was not just a corredor for las Rosas de Guadalupe, but like Hector before him, he was her corredor. La Jefa trusted him, a trust he would repay. With a whisper, the network mainframe turned on. He slapped his headphones over his ears, pressed play, brushed the hair away from the port behind his ear, and plugged in, singing to himself, "Another night, another dream, but always you." He felt his mind being pulled apart as his thoughts scattered into infinity. His body grew hot and spasmed as the data surged into him, firing the neurons of his brain like the pistons of an engine, as the computer inside him, no bigger than his thumb, wired on and started the sequence of taking over his nervous system. His eyes blinked in rapid instances as the rig uploaded all the necessary files, firewalls, heart and breathing monitors, bowel movement shutdown, all this happening in picoseconds. Viernes hated plugging in and the pain that came with it, but the bridge was complete. He was now in the digital world of the network. He smiled as it greeted him. "Hello, Mr. Daniels." The false name was necessary. Viernes was a low-grade citizen, grade C to be exact. The alias, Mr. Daniels, a schoolteacher, was the horse that snuck him into the network. The digital virtual world known as the network was controlled by Nugentech. Inside, the casual user would see a clean Los Angeles. They would see virtual coffee houses where they would get together to chat, and stores where they would purchase everything from clothes to Nugentech vitamin supplements. The casual user only saw what Nugentech wanted them to see, but Viernes was no casual user. The rig and its connectors allowed him to see the code within the network. The datajack cord and cyberdeck allowed him to manipulate that code. The operation was to find the storage unit where Nugentech housed its files, public and private. La Jefa told him to look for only one file name, Mimiogene. Outside the network, at the rig, his fingers danced across the cyberdeck, a ballet of hacking. Inside, Mr. Daniels sped through network sections, source code whirring by him, creating a zoetrope of digitized information. He was in Echo Park, rather than Echo's version of Echo Park, when a monotone beeping sound coming from his rig alerted him to a spider. On his side, he uploaded the cloaking program. In the network, Mr. Daniels vanished. A homemade spider would have been fooled easily by Viernes' quick response, but this spider was Nugentech made, and it noticed him. It peered through the guise and saw the abnormality that was Mr. Daniels. The coding that whirred by him now coalesced as legs started to form from it, then the body, then the head. Anyone without a rig would have seen a few trees in Echo Park become pixelated and texturized before rendering an error message. What Viernes saw caused the rig to pump adrenaline into him, keeping his heart from stopping. With eyes half a meter long, it stared at him. 3-meter thick fangs vibrated. Then the spider moved towards him. Consequences played in his head. At best, they would shut down the rig, booting Mr. Daniels. At worst, it would be not a shutdown, but a scramble. A code sent to the rig that would act as a virus, not only destroying it, but frying Viernes, leaving him a vegetable. It happened to Veracruz and Marisol, two corredores that were better than Viernes. It was a knowledge which weighed heavy in his gut. His trust in La Jefa was tested in the equipment she supplied him. Viernes jumped to the side as the spider attempted to catch him in its mandibles. The rig registered the pain from the fall, causing him to wince. He scrambled to his feet and jumped again, narrowly avoiding the spider, muttering under his breath, "Fuck, fuck, fuck." With a racing heart, he avoided being caught again and again, the ground around him shaking, breaking apart with every stomp of the spider's legs. On his end, he uploaded code switch after code switch to stop or change the spider, but it kept coming. The beeping from the rig grew louder and louder, now vibrating as it kept warning Viernes of his out-of-control heart rate, the HUD display alerting him of the spider's movements and the biological risks that would happen on his end of the network. The spider cornered him against the wall. He felt the hardness and pressure of it, even though it was made entirely of code. It was then that an idea finally formed out of his fear. He could not alter or halt the spider, but he thought, the wall. He linked himself to the wall code, sending control override signal. A last-ditch effort. Altering the sequence, he attempted to meld into it. The spider lunged one last time as Viernes became part of the wall. It was something he has never done before, and thought only the corredores of legend could pull it off. He stayed there for nearly 4 minutes, until the spider left, going back to become the tree it came from. Staying in the wall, he made his way further into the restricted zone, where he would find the storage unit. With 2 minutes remaining in his mental countdown, Viernes found it among other encrypted research files. Uploading a position program, making it so Mr. Daniels never left the coffee shop. He logged out, unplugged, and leaned over, releasing the contents of his stomach into the plastic pail he had placed at his feet before he logged in. He wiped the vomit from his lips and laughed. Viernes pulled an encrypted file from Eugentech, and thanks to his new programs, all the network would have recorded was Mr. Daniels buying coffee. He was transferring the file to his comlink when a message displayed. "Hey, Juggernaut, it's Magneto." "Hey, what's up?" Viernes adjusted himself in his seat. Knowing his visual was off and she could not see him, he still fixed his hair and combed his fingers through his short beard. "Not much. I was thinking we can meet up at the arcade." "I'd really love that. You have no idea, but I can't," he said. "Worried you're going to get hassled again?" "That is part of it, but no, I'm at work." "Yeah, that sucks. Is that why your visual is off?" Yep. We're not allowed to socialize during work." "Wow, really? That is horrible. They sound like they treat you like a slave. I heard grade Cs have to work shitty night jobs." That wasn't offensive, was it? He knew it was, but attraction overrode moral reasoning. "Yeah, we work the shitty jobs." "Maybe I can visit you at work." "I don't think my boss would like that. She's strict." "So you don't want to see me?" "Oh, fuck no. I do want to see you, but it's just bad timing." May, may I ask you something?" "Yeah, of course." "What is it like being grade C?" Viernes did not know how to respond. He considered himself luckier than others, because he spoke English and was granted grade C, but he knew he was not a full citizen, and never would be. "Remember being a kid during Christmas?" "Yeah." "Remember asking your parents for some awesome new thing?" "Yeah." "Have they ever not gotten you what you wanted?" "A few times." "Well, when you're grade C, you don't ask your parents, you ask the neighbors that live down the street in that nice house. And no matter how nice you ask, how much you do for them, and that you're asking for old toys, they're always going to say no. That's what it's like being grade C." Her voice went soft and lingered out a sigh. I'm sorry." "Don't worry about it. You must think I'm this horrible bitch." "Nah, I don't think that. Never would." "Well, if you can't go out tonight, maybe tomorrow? Around lunch? We can get something to eat." "Sounds great. Anything in mind?" "There's a taco shop by the mall. Is that good?" "Yeah, it's a date." Uh, Before you go, I need to know, did your friend take money for my pack?" "Yeah, sorry about that. We had a little too much to drink, and we got hungry." It was dawn when Viernes left the warehouse. Sunlight had broken through the clouds above the San Jacinto Mountains. He scraped room from his eyes, yawned and stretched, feeling the effects of the hard cement floor as his bones popped. He slung his backpack over his shoulder, smiling at the fogless morning. "Va ser un buen día," he said to himself. With the file in his comlink, he put his skateboard down and began to make his way towards La Colonia, singing, "No tengo dinero ni nada que dar. Lo único que tengo es amor para amar." It was a Tuesday morning, and the summer sky was clear, a rare day, and like Viernes, it seemed everyone outside was slowly beginning to take advantage as the residents of Florence and Graham left their apartments, one by one. A few teenagers loosened a fire hydrant valve, causing it to spray its cool water upward, misting with the rolling breeze. Smells of barbecues being lit clung around the air. Laughter and music conquered the street. Viernes took it all in, ordering un agua fresca. "¿Cuál sabor quieres?" asked el vendedor. "Tuna," replied Viernes, smacking his lips in anticipation of the iced drink, paper money in hand. He looked out at the people, took a drink, and smiled. Feeling the cold sweetness cool his body, he placed his backpack on the ground, pulled out a Diablo, and started doing tricks with it, entertaining the children around him. Their laughter reminding him of a day in his youth when he and his cousins went to the Santa Monica Pier on a clear day 20 years ago. The wall had been completed, the physical separation between the people. He was too young to understand then what it all meant. By 11, the street was full. From his window, Viernes saw the hesitation turn to joy on their faces as the people outside the wall, the people of La Colonia, converged in the summer heat. It had been over 5 months since the fog cleared as much as it did that morning, so long ago that people forgot what it was like to see a blue sky. Viernes finished getting his things ready. On the steps of the apartment building, he noticed the people start to disperse. The music went silent. Sirens sounded off from all directions. The ejectic officers came down on them, wolves on the fold. At the end of the block, 2 armored riot vehicles blocked the road. Viernes turned his head. More riot vehicles blocked the other end as officers began to gather residents and run into apartment buildings. 2 things came to his mind: the desire to get away and the knowledge that he was currently carrying illegally obtained private files. Explosions erupted around him. Thick smoke filled the air, causing many to fall on their hands and knees, clutching their throats and chests as they struggled to breathe. Muffled cries for help filled his ears as more explosions sounded off, along with the thundering impacts of rubber on flesh. Hands reached for Viernes, but he avoided them all as he rushed back to the steps, hoping the smoke would shield him. His fingertips felt the door when something hard struck his back. The pain dropped him. In a panic, he pushed himself up to his knees. He felt another blow on his shoulder, causing him to spin as he fell on the steps. On his back, he saw an officer approach him, gun raised and aimed at his face. There was no rig to pump chemicals into him. He felt the full weight of fear pushing from inside his chest. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw a boot, right before the world went black.